Hi everyone. Here is Anna and Shelley from Entheogen Academy, and we would like to introduce you to a new theme today. But first, let's introduce ourselves. So my name is Anna, and I am a microdosing coach. I'm also a psychedelic experience designer and the creator of Odin, which is the first microdosing journal of systematic tracking for microdosing. And
And my name is Shelley DeMarco. I am also a founder of Entheogen Academy, and I am also an Entheogen coach, ceremonialist, and a retreat creator.
And our mission at Entheogen Academy is to support a world where women live in awe and inspiration of each other, where they feel safe to express themselves freely without self-judgment and judgment of others. And also, we want to create communities where old wisdom is honored and new ways of being are welcomed. So we feel that this vision can come to fruition and be accomplished by bridging the gap, between the truth about our divine nature, which is often felt during psychedelic experiences, and the world we are living in right now.
So we're hoping you'll join us as we deliver education and instruction and harm reduction in the use of psychedelic and entheogen substances. And we're going to be talking a lot about the latest research, which is clearly showing how psychedelics can be used for healing, optimization, clarity, and creativity. And we aim to bring a safe space to you where you can educate yourself, be a part of a community, and even learn how you can become a part of this really fast growing field. So, welcome, and we're excited to talk to you about our topic today, which is what, Anna?
Well, mindfulness and the role of psychedelics and microdosing in that, and how we can cultivate more of it. Yeah, so I know you have some studies prepared, but I think before even diving into the topic, maybe we wanna talk about what mindfulness is and what are the key principles of mindfulness. I feel like we throw this term around quite a bit, but do we actually know what it entails?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the there are three key things around mindfulness. And it's the intention, the attention, and the attitude. So when cultivating mindfulness, the intention is always to come back to the present moment. It's always to be here now. And then the attention is focused not on the stories from the past, not on the worries on the future, but what is happening right here, right now. So the sensations, the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings. And then when you have that, you have the attitude towards it. And oftentimes we have a judgmental attitude because we think it should feel or be in a certain way. But getting curious and being kind is what allows for new information to emerge from this present moment, and we don't run on automatic pilot. So that's kind of the framing around mindfulness, and I feel like psychedelics really bring us back into this present moment.
Yeah, and I think that that is one of the things that people are finding who have trouble, say with meditation or kind of calming that monkey mind that people talk about. I know for me, that was definitely the truth. I was one of those people that I have a lot of things racing in my mind all the time. And it's so beautiful to be in a psychedelic experience and the default mode network gets shut down. And it's just so much easier, if not just imperative, that you have no choice but to kind of just be in that moment and feel into what's going on with your body, with your mind, with your heart and spirit. So it's I think a really important tool for people, especially those that struggle, with meditation or just quieting their mind, for them to use psychedelics, or microdosing at least as a initial launching point to help feel into that more.
Yeah, I think one of my first experiences with meditating on microdosing was super intense because I didn't actually expect it for everything to slow down the way it did. And it was almost like immediate because I normally sit down and then my mind is, having all these creative ideas and I feel like I need to write it down so it doesn't go away. So that's the way my mind tricks me into not, being in the present moment. And so I remember the first time I decided to kind of sit down and quiet my mind, and I was microdosing mushrooms. And then all of a sudden, time stopped. And I felt the sensations, I felt the calmness, I felt the warmth in my body. And I could actually see thoughts as if they were projected outwards. They were not inside of me anymore. And that distance was super cool to watch because I realized I'm not my thoughts, right? And I'm not my emotions, and I can actually take a break from it. So yeah, do you have an experience around that? Like, what was it like for you?
I definitely felt that microdosing was a great entry to that experience. And so and this is one of the things that we teach in Beyond Microdosing too, because when I started to engage microdosing in a much more um, deliberate way, so it wasn't about, oh, let me microdose and the rest of my day is going to go great. It was, let me microdose, let me journal for a while, let me set my intention, and let me sink into a place where I could be quiet and just go within. So it was taking that time to do it as well. It's like if you're going to take your microdose and then go off and clean your house, it's not necessarily going to be the same effect, right? So it's about how to engage the mindfulness along with microdosing. And I found that when I started my morning routine in a very specific way, along with microdosing, suddenly I just felt more centered. I felt more appreciative and grateful of what was happening in this particular day. So I definitely felt a difference personally. And then also, what we're seeing is as more and more studies are coming out, recently published in September of 2022 was in the Journal of Psychedelic Studies. They went through something like 1,800 studies of psychedelics and found that 13 in particular of those studies showed how psychedelics were aiding in mindfulness. And so it's very much a part of the science of psychedelics as well.
Yes, and I actually want to point out to one study that was done. They scanned the brain of people on psychedelic experiences and on Buddhist monks meditating, and they saw that there is similar activity and similar brain waves. Because when we are in our daily activities, we are in theta, right? But
Yeah.
then in beta, sorry.
Yeah.
My
I
bad
was like,
there.
I wish I was in theta.
Yeah, I know, right? But then when meditating or being under the influence of psychedelics, then it's more like alpha and theta brain waves, and then that allows again for the detachment and the mindfulness to emerge and be present.
Yeah. That's not surprising because, I feel like a Buddhist monk when when engaged like that. So it definitely brings a much more calm feeling. And so, one of the things that people can gain that's a possibility through microdosing is getting a better sense of calmness, of less worry, right? So, what does mindfulness kind of result in? Mindfulness will result in just feeling into the actual moment and being appreciative of it rather than having that mind racing about what do I have to do tomorrow? What happened yesterday? Let me replay all the old stories. Let me worry about my finances. Let me worry about all the things that I have to do tomorrow. It's essentially being in the moment and being appreciative. And so people are finding through microdosing that it just slows the mind from doing that. and also allows for just greater appreciation of each and every day.
Yeah, and to kind of add to that is, you know, we are conditioned to always be worried, to
Mm,
always fix ourselves, to always work on something. And the whole point of this is not to become a Buddhist monk, right?
right.
But it is to be more aware and mindful of what's happening with you as you are going through life, because some of these anxieties that we experience are manufactured by us, and we kind of took them from the collective stories, and we decided that there are truths about who we are or how we have to show up in the world, and that's not what it is. Like, that's not exactly how life is, right? And so even just understanding how you operate, and when you're going to be more stressed and when you're not going to be more stressed, and what tools you have to tackle, difficult situations, even that awareness itself and being mindful of how you show up can reduce your anxiety. And that's what microdosing brings, is this piece of mindfulness where you are more aware of all the things at play and what are your resources to kind of handle the present.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. So I think, sorry, I think that one of the things that we're covering in our program is, along with what we talked about yesterday, adding in things like breath work and how other modalities accentuate microdosing. One of the things that we're going to be talking about in the course is just the overall effects and outcomes of microdosing, and mindfulness is one of them. So we're really excited about our next round of Beyond Microdosing. And do you want to talk a little bit about the course real quick, Anna?
Sure. Okay, so Beyond Microdosing is kind of divided in three areas. We are going to focus on mind, body, and spirit. And within those areas, we will look at how microdosing can affect the stories, the conditioning, the way we show up in our head, how that impacts our body, and how we can actually do a better job at taking care of our body to actually generate different thoughts and different emotions. And then the spirit is connecting with our unique life print and what's the point of us being here alive on earth, and kind of the role we play in the grander scheme of things. And so we look at all these three aspects because I think it's important to understand how we operate on a mental level, how that impacts the body, and then how we make decisions overall in our lives. And the reason we came together to put this course the way it is because we both started our microdosing journey kind of researching the web and finding a lot of information that was also valid for different people. However, there was no guidance around how to take all this information and apply it to our own life. And so I found myself very lonely on this journey and kind of had to go to trial and error to see what's the best practice, not just with microdosing, but what other tools I can use to make the most out of it. And we thought that we would, create the course we wished we were part of when we started our microdosing journey. So that's how Beyond Microdosing came about, right?
Yeah.
So we are so excited about this because it doesn't just offer the educational part about microdosing and the educational part about tools and practices that go well with microdosing, but it also allows you to personalize that based on your own unique situation, and then also be part of a group and a community where your experience is validated and it's shared and it's heard and it's seen.
Mm.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better. That was amazing. Great job. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so click the link below or wherever it shows up in the screen. And we're looking forward to seeing you there. And thanks a lot, Anna, for our talk today. I always enjoy our talks, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shelley. Bye.